Yo, Counter Attack podcast with myself, Daps. Guys, keep liking, subscribing, sharing, all of that good stuff. Right, it is currently, what time is it? It's currently like 10 past 12 a.m. So when you're seeing this, I recorded this midnight, and you lot are seeing it like today, basically. So I'm watching this in the aftermath of PSG and Madrid, and I was going to wait to record tomorrow. But do you know what? I'm not going to lie to you guys. After seeing what I've just seen in regards to like PSG and wingers, I'm going to make this about Arsenal. So this is going to be Arsenal heavy today. A bit of Manchester United. I've got something to say about Manchester United. PSG and Real Madrid, obviously. But listen, I don't understand, and apologies if I'm repeating myself, but do you know when I saw the news last week that Arsenal were trying to, inquire about Noni Madueke? I was thinking, I even said in a couple group chats, I was like, that's not going to happen. They're not going to get Noni. Like, we don't need him. We need a winger, but we don't need him. So I was like, okay, cool, it's not going to happen. The Gyökeres information comes out. I'm like, yes, Arsenal are finally doing what needs to be done. And now today I'm seeing Ornstein and Fabrizio both saying, an initial bid has been made or whatever. And then I'm like, so Arsenal are really going for this guy. And look, listen, not to say he's not a good player, but he's just not Arsenal. He's just not, I just don't think he's at the level required right now by Arsenal. Do you get what I'm saying? He's not a floor raiser. He adds depth, but, what's depth if it's not really at a certain level? So, my thing is that we've all seen the same Noni Madueke. Inconsistent here and there, but he's not that guy. We've all seen the same player, but for whatever reason, Arsenal are just adamant that this is the guy that they want. And again, this isn't me just crapping on Noni Madueke, but I think the thing that even infuriates me is the fact that the opening bid was 50 M's. So we're not going there with like 25, 30. We're going in there with 50 M's, which means that if they want more, we're open to going higher because no one goes in with their best bid. So I think that just made me mad. On top of that, I'm watching Doué, Dembele, Kvaratskhelia, Barcola just causing havoc today against Real Madrid. And I'm looking at what we're trying to bring in. I'm seeing Tottenham bring in Kudus for pretty much the same amount of money. But like, what is it that they're seeing that where they're like, do you know what? This is the guy that we want. Like, I really need to know. If someone can tell me what they're seeing in Noni Madueke, and this isn't personal to Noni Madueke, but for the money that they're looking to spend, opening bid, 50 million, by the way. So they're happy to go higher. For the money that they're looking to pay, what is it that they're seeing that they'd much rather get him rather than Ademola Lookman, rather than a Kudus? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, what is going on? Even Elanga, I much prefer Elanga. I'm sorry, to Noni Madueke. So, and I think what is interesting about this transfer is that I've never seen so many fans just against this one transfer. Now, are the club going to just ignore it? Probably, because this is what Arsenal do. But normally, I'd be like, I'd see a couple people, yeah, I'm with it. A couple people, I'm not with it. The majority of people are just not with it. Chelsea fans are laughing. And shout out Turkish. Turkish said something where he was like, Chelsea bought Madueke for 30 million, I think. I think they bought him for 30 million. Fact check that. That Chelsea bought him for 30 million. In the years that we've been seeing Madueke, has he been good where his value has increased by at least 20 M's? Because if so, that's what we're saying. Chelsea are actually going to make a profit on this player. Have we seen enough of Madueke that from when they bought him for 30 mil to that Arsenal are now going to go in and pay 50 M minimum? They're not going in with a low bid. They're going with 50 M. I'm going to keep saying 50 million because that's like, if Arsenal think they're being cheeky by offering 50 million, or if we can get 50 million, that's a steal. No, it's not. So yeah, I just don't know what's going on. I think, you know, if and I said this before, if Madueke comes in and we've got Gyökeres, we've brought in Zubimendi, we brought in Norgard, we bring in Eze, we bring in Rodrigo, I wouldn't even complain. I'm not gonna lie to you, I won't complain. But I know that's not happening. I know that's not happening. I know they're not bringing in all this Rodrigo stuff here. Where is that actually coming from? Sorry, guys that support other teams, just we're going to get to like the Club World Cup final, and we're going to get to like other teams. But I just need to say this: like I just don't understand where Arsenal's sense is. Do you know what I'm saying? From the highs of Gyökeres on Sunday, which it seems like they're moving so quickly for this Noni Madueke stuff. But how about you move as quickly for Gyökeres? Do you know what I'm saying? And I do want to talk about Ethan Nwaneri. I put out a tweet towards the end of the season to say I need to understand what's gone on, because in the latter part of the season, if you remember, Nwaneri wasn't really playing. He was getting like 5 minutes here, 6 minutes there. Games where Odegaard was poor, or not even forget Odegaard. Games where we needed to make changes, like crunch times in some of these games where we might have been chasing the game and we just need to freshen up. He was not bringing him on until like 2-3 minutes towards the end. And I remember saying I'm gonna put the tweet on the screen as well. I remember saying that it's going to be interesting to find out what has really happened, because how Nwaneri has gone from our star boy to suddenly being potentially available or going to a rival club. Like, what is going on there? And I'm not going to lie to you, I would much rather the money we're going to look to spend on Noni Madueke, I'd much rather you just park that, put that towards something else, and bring through Nwaneri even more. And it's looking like he's not really trying to sign a contract unless he gets guarantees in terms of first team. And I think you should give him those guarantees in terms of more game time, because what we saw from him at the end of the season in terms of not getting the game time, that's not good enough, especially when he's a player of the ability that he's got. So, yeah, it's just, sorry, man, I had to get that all off my chest. I had to get all the Arsenal stuff off my chest, because I always say just don't pay attention to the transfer window stuff. But when Ornstein and Fabrizio, start talking and are exclusives and breaking news, when they start doing that, it's pretty much happening. And I just didn't like the haste at which they're moving to make sure, that this gets over the line. And the thing is, what kills me about them going for Madueke is the fact that they're going so quickly, as if to say like they want to beat other teams to the signature to his signature. Like, no one else is there. Why are you moving so fast? How about you get other priorities in, the Gyökeres, maybe Eze, maybe another winger, whoever else you've got your eyes on, probably another 4 goalkeepers knowing Arteta. How about you just get them through? And if you want to go get Madueke after, cool. But let's just focus on getting real quality in first, and and we can go from there. Club World Cup final. Listen, Madrid got moved to, and 2 things were evident. PSG are just they're operating on a different level right now, from front to back, different level. The second thing is that Real Madrid have a lot of work to do. And obviously a lot of people saw them against Arsenal getting knocked out, and we kind of saw that they've got a lot of work to do. But there's way more than I thought. Do you get what I'm saying? When I'm watching today, it's not even just like the personnel. It's more to do with even how they're set up. And to be honest, Xabi Alonso hasn't had long with them, but they need to sort it out. Do you get what I'm saying? Because they just don't look balanced at all. I think there's something about the front of Mbappe and Vinicius that it's just not working. I'm not having Vinicius. Listen, I'm not having Vinicius. Good player, but you know them outright Ballon d'Or shouts, I'm not having it. And obviously, when he scores a couple goals again, when he starts, showboating again, people are going to be like, Dapper, remember what you said, but I said it. He's a good player, but that's it. He's just good. I don't think he's a world beater. I think there are better players than him. I think there are better wingers than him. I think, if I'm not going to say who I think is better, but yeah, no. For the hype that he has in terms of like Vinicius, for the hype that Vinicius has, I expect to see more from him because he is a good player. Because he has got ability. Every now and then you're going to see a little, assist or a goal or whatever because he's got that in his locker, 100%. But way too many times I watch him and I'm like, I don't get it. Too many times I'm like, I don't get it. Do you get what I'm saying? I think he's not as quick as I thought he was. And I don't know if he's lost speed or if he's just always been this, but he's not like rapid. I think he's very wasteful in possession at times. I think we're always waiting to see him do something, and that's not to say again that he can't do it. I think there are times where he's on form and he's showing it regularly, but right now he's not doing it for me. I'm sorry. He's not decisive enough, and I think in a team like Madrid who are struggling right now. I don't think you can count on him. I don't think you can rely on him to bail you out. To get what I'm saying? We look at them over the tournament. It's been the young boy, was it Gonzalo Garcia, that's been scoring their goals. Do you know what I'm saying? When you look at performances from Real Madrid, and Vinicius has scored, cool, but I'm just not having him. And but PSG just moved to Real Madrid, man, and from front to back, like I said, their front three, is just the interchanging. They're all operating on the same level. PSG are just absolutely crazy. It's like they're all in sync. They remind me of, in terms of how comfortable they are in possession, they remind me of that Barcelona team, that prime Barcelona team. Except I think they're a bit more fluid. Oh, it's Enrique's team, obviously. Cool. But I think that with Vitinha, Neves, Ruiz in there, like they're just all, they're happy to receive the ball under pressure, bounce it, move. They understand this person moves and this person's got to be there. And it's so hard to play against because none of it seems to be by, what's the word? Like it's all very, what's the word I'm looking for? Like it's purposely done. Do you get what I'm saying? It's all by design. Do you get what I'm saying? And I just think it's going to be so hard for a team to beat them. I do think though, Chelsea against PSG in the final will be an interesting game because there's something about Chelsea in a one-off game where I feel like they could, but then again I look at this team. In fact, you know what? No. I'm going early and I'm saying PSG are going to beat Chelsea. Not just because I'm in the moment right now, but I think a game like against a team like PSG, you need real experienced heads to get you over the line, and Chelsea just don't have those experienced heads. Chelsea don't have the ability, I think, to just sit in and then really just be absolutely brutal on the counter attack. I don't, which is what you're probably going to need against PSG, and I think Chelsea don't have the setup to deal with waves and waves of attack right now. Because PSG, they just attack in waves from all angles. Do you get what I'm saying? And I just don't think Chelsea in the opposite direction have enough to bypass their defence. And even if you do, Donnarumma, the midfield battle is going to be key. I think Caicedo's definitely committing at least 3 fouls. But yeah, it's going to be interesting, man. And the other thing I wanted to say was about Manchester United. Manchester United are in deep, deep trouble because you're looking at some of their players that they've got who are, who they're trying to sell. So we talk about Sancho, Garnacho, Rashford, and these are players who are on big, big wages. I'm not sure about Garnacho, but I assume he's on decent salaries. And you're just looking at where they're going to go. Do you know what I mean? Who's going to take Rashford for that money? I know he's holding out for Barcelona for a Barcelona move, but are Barcelona going to be able to get him? You know, because of, you know, are they going to be able to register him? He's on crazy wages. Who's going to match those wages? Sancho as well. Sancho knows he ain't getting that money again elsewhere, unless Saudi come in for him, which seems unlikely. Sancho knows he ain't getting that money, so he's going to chill and run down that contract unless someone else can match his money or he gets another loan move. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, Sancho ain't going anywhere. And Manchester United, I don't think they've just got large amounts of cash, you know, ready to spend on transfers. So I think they need to sort it out. And I know there's still a while to go in the transfer window, but they do need to really sort it out in terms of, you know, getting their people in, because as many transfers as you need, as many signings as you need, as they need, they're not making them. They're not making any. And, you know, in terms of the quality needed, I'm hearing Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Jamie Vardy. Like, is this where Manchester United are at now, where we're talking about Dominic Calvert-Lewin possibly being their main striker, Vardy possibly being their main striker? Like, what is going on with Manchester United? And I've got a feeling Rashford is probably still going to be there. I know they got Cunha. I just got a feeling Rashford is still going to be there. Unless, not Rashford. Sancho is still going to be there. I think Rashford will go because Rashford wants to play in the World Cup next year. I'm sure of it. So I'm pretty sure he'll end up going somewhere and playing football. And if that means he has to, you know, lower his wages a bit, I think he'll actually do it because of, you know, the bigger picture. So where I don't think Sancho's on that. So, yeah. But I think that's it from me, man. Sorry, man. This was Arsenal heavy, man. But, you know, we're going to... oh, no. I saw a YouTuber. I'm not going to say who it is because I don't really rate that person's content. But I saw his stuff come up on Twitter saying, you know, Chelsea... Because obviously Chelsea got to the final of the Club World Cup. And then he was saying, what phase are Chelsea in? Obviously... He's an Arsenal fan. He's mocking Arteta and stuff like that. And when I see that, what phase is he in? I'm like, yo, come on. When you look at their $1 billion team, they just about made it into Champions League, and they won a European Cup that no top team actually wants to be in the position to be winning, because you want to be in the Champions League and at worst the Europa League. So when I see stuff like that, I'm like, can we have a bit of context, please? Because, you know, yes, you made it to, you know, the Club World Cup final, and you know, fair play, fair dues. You know, look at the teams you've had to play on the way. You've definitely had an easier running than, you know, the other side of the draw. But you know, they got there, and let's not use it as a comparison, you know, against Arsenal, who are performing how they're performing, and you know, they fell short in the Champions League. They fell short in the Premier. This is not sounding good. They fell short in the Premier League, but you know, if Arsenal were to finish low in the league and have to qualify in the Conference League and win that, people would not celebrate that. Do you get what I'm saying? So let's be guided, everybody. But yeah, that's it from me. I am out.